All right, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about this concept that I have up on this whiteboard right here. This is a big mistake that kept me stuck for multiple years. I'm sure this might be keeping you stuck as well, and so that's probably why you clicked on this video. This is a video that I released to like a private group of guys that I like mentor, some younger entrepreneurs that are just getting into the game, and so it won't really sound like the start of a video, if that makes sense. But hopefully this is helpful. If you enjoy, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the video.
Here's the issue that a lot of people have, and I do the same thing. Like, I do this, I've done this before. I'm not fucking doing this ever again. Is that, say you're trying to acquire clients, you're trying to come up with a new offer or a new business model or whatever. And usually this is the two scenes for most people that are like sub 10K a month. Is it's, let me build something and then I'm going to test this thing out for like 6 months and see how it goes. And then after the 6 months, they just build something else. Right? Or the other one is, and this is what a lot of you fuckers do, and I'm a victim of this too, is you get all excited because you're an entrepreneur and you're like, oh, I'm going to figure out the best way to make money, right? You build something and then you test it out for like a week. And then regardless of the results, you have a new idea and then you build that thing. Does anyone else struggle with this? Because I have fucking made this mistake so many times. I have this one idea and it's going to be the thing that's the game changer for me. And then once I go build it, by the end of the week, I already have a new idea and I'm on to something else. So I'm building this new thing out. And what happens is you end up getting more confusion on both things and then you get more fatigued and you don't want to do it and you feel like you're chewing on glass for longer. And the problem with both of these is that this one is too slow and this one is way too fast. Okay? The iterations here happen way too quickly and the iterations here happen too slowly. Right? This is the problem with 90% of the entrepreneurs. The people that actually fucking make it are the ones that do this. All right? This is how it should be done. When you have an idea, you execute, and let me make this fucking clear for everyone that's not paying attention. You make it clear that you do it immediately. All right? I want to make that clear. You do it immediately. There's no time to waste. When you have an idea, from the moment you have the idea, if it's something important and you actually think it's going to like change the game for you, like if you're going to do something, you're not currently working on something. Like, I'm going to give you an example. You need to come up with a new offer. If you have the idea for it, you need to start executing. Like, if you think the ROI on it is there, you need to execute on it. Okay? And when you execute on it, you need to test that thing until you have a reasonable hypothesis, all right, or a result established from your hypothesis that can be established and you can say whether this thing is going to work or not. For example, I have this offer that I'm trying out right now. I'm doing like a pay per appointment thing, right? Some people are scared to pay up front. So I'm like, all right, how about we just do a pay per appointment thing? You basically pay me every time you get a qualified appointment. And so the caveat to that is I take your card information up front and you also give me your Facebook information up front. So that way I can start building your creative. And then if you decide to fuck off, I take a installment fee. So that's, I know I talk a lot about don't do shit for free. I'm going to give you, like, if you don't fucking pay me or if you fuck off, like, I'm going to take money from you for wasting my time. That's my idea that I had. I wanted to try it out. I was looking at what some of my competitors were doing. This seems to be working for them. All right. It was an idea. I thought it was a good idea. So immediately, not next week, I didn't turn it into a 4-hour deep work block thing that I did for 3 days in a row and built out a bunch of bullshit. I needed to test if this made sense and if my market was going to want to purchase this. Okay? I didn't come up with the idea and then sleep on it. I didn't come up with the idea and then jerk off. I didn't come up with the idea and then go to the gym and then ask ChatGPT. I went and started working on it immediately. I immediately found people to talk to about this. All right? Then we test it until it basically you have a reasonable hypothesis or you have a result from your hypothesis saying that it works or it doesn't work, right? I have an idea. I'm going to do this. Well, let's do it for fucking cheap because you're trying to acquire new clients for a new thing. And everybody knows that acquiring new clients is the most expensive thing that a business can do. So let's go to our current audience, or let's just, if you want to cold call, don't fucking run ads to it. All right. Make organic content videos, whatever that is. Ask your current audience, hey, would you guys buy this thing? Right? If you see that a lot of people are raising their fucking hand, then you have something good. And so if it's good, you iterate it or you build on it, and then you test that until you have a reasonable hypothesis established. Okay? If it's bad, you do something different. So you change it. Like, for example, for me, my offer is get you qualified booked appointments. If people aren't biting on it a lot, which, by the way, I came up with this offer 3 days ago, and I have since had 150 calls, spoken to a few people, booked a couple of appointments, right? If it was going any differently, I might tweak it, right? So maybe the same offer, maybe I might change it to we get you 10 appointments in a certain amount of time. Or maybe I turn it into we get you your first appointment for free, right? But it's different. I didn't come up with a new fucking idea and start over. You see that? I just iterate. I changed it a little bit. I made a little critique, okay? Now once you have that thing that you know is good, you then test the next part of this until it would be reasonable for you to make an established guess of what the future is going to look like. Okay? That's all that advertising is, by the way. You run ads, you get people coming in the door. If the leads are bad, then you need to fix the creative and you need to fix the offer. All right? We test until we see something change. What bad advertisers do, what bad marketers do, is they will run an ad, and then regardless, they will keep the ad going as long as the ad is doing something simple like getting leads, right? So, okay, the leads, I'm getting 3 or 4 leads a day. I'm going to keep running ads. All right. A good marketing agency will look at it and say, okay, we're not getting that many leads, or we're getting a bunch of leads, but the leads aren't qualified. So we need to change. So we need to iterate it. All right. That's the difference between a good agency and a bad agency. If you want to do good work for your clients, if you run an agency, you have to make changes until they get the results, right? Or you have to have something that's already so good that when you give it to them, like off rip, it's going to be phenomenal. And then basically, if it's good, you just keep tweaking it until it works. And then you get more data and then you make changes. All right. If it's bad, you just iterate it again. Okay. So to break all of this down very simply, right here, this is what a sales funnel looks like. I'm not going to go into detail and explain the whole thing. But essentially, you're trying to lead people from the top of the funnel all the way down to the bottom and be a buyer. You want to get 100 people to come through this stage, then through this stage, then through this stage, then through this stage. You work on it as you go down. So, like a lot of people will do this thing where they're focused on sales. Like say this last one is sales. All right. And so they're like, I'm going to build this thing out and I'm going to test it for 6 months. And then they're trying to get sales. So what happens is the only time they can get sales is on sales calls. And if they never have sales calls, then they can't get sales, but they're still optimizing for sales. So 6 months go by of them trying to get sales calls together. And the thing is, nobody actually wants to fucking purchase. And then in that 6 month, they only speak to, let's say 3 people a month. So what's that? 18 people? They only speak to 18 people at the end of this. And then they're like, I need to try something else. And so they build something new, right? Or they only have one person talk to it or talk to them about it. The person that they talk to is a piece of shit. And they're like, I would never fucking buy that thing from you. And then they go, oh, I need to change it and build something else. Do you see what I'm getting at here? And all you're doing is just running around in circles. What you have to do is, how can I get 100 people to raise their hand and say, yes, I'm interested in this thing? And then talk to fucking 1,000 people. Like I said here, and again, the time elapse, what makes all this difference is that you are in this time elapse doing this part quickly. This part right here, the test until you can find a reasonable answer to your fucking dying questions, can be established. Okay, so if I come up with this new offer, I make, 10 YouTube videos, 15 short form content pieces of videos, and like 5 Facebook posts in like Facebook groups. And then I cold call 200 people and speak to 50 decision makers. All right. If over that period of time, not one fucking person raise their hand and say, yes, I'm interested, that sounds like a good idea, you need to make a change. You need to do something different. So maybe change the way that you do the offer. But today, do you understand that? You can do all of that in like a week. Not like, oh, okay, I have this offer. Let's make calls throughout the day, or let's make YouTube videos throughout the day. Right fucking now, as quickly as possible, you need to get this in front of as many people as you can and see if they're going to buy. Right fucking now. Like shut off the video, go call somebody and say, I have this thing, would you buy it? And then say that to 50,000 people. And if they all say no, then you have real data. But what happens is a lot of times we just build something and then we test it out for a little bit and then, oh, it doesn't work that well. So we're going to have a new idea. And then you're just running around in circles for years. I did this for fucking years, bro. For years in my business. It wasn't until I started doing this, and this part particularly, doing it quickly, that I started making the change. Because again, if you're not even doing it quickly, your brain's going to start thinking of other things. You have to get real fucking data before you start making changes. So understand that. That's kind of the point of this whole thing, is like, get more data. Find people who are serious about buying your thing and then talk to them about it. Like, talk as much as you can about your service to that person or to that group of people. And if you find that people are raising their hand and they're serious and they're like, I want to have a fucking conversation about this, then you push them down the funnel. Then you start sending people to sales calls. Then you start building out the rest of your funnel. I've seen guys do this shit, especially in the AI space. They'll like go out and build this like AI caller or whatever. And they're like, I'm going to sell this for $450 a month. And I'm sure you've done this before. Let's say $500 a month, just for math's sake. I'm going to sell this for $500 a month, and I'm going to go sign up 50 people for this, and I'm going to be making $25,000 a month. I think I did my math correctly. You already pre-spent the money before the offer has even touched the fucking market yet. Like, you're mentally jizzing over the idea that you could be making X dollars a month if you sell this thing. And so what happens? You're like, I'm going to go build out a sales funnel for it. I'm going to go build out a VSL for it. I'm going to go post content about it. I'm going to build this fucking AI caller bot thing. And it's like, you don't even have any fucking buyers. And so you convince yourself that you got a lot of work done because you spent, I don't know, 20 hours this week building this fucking tool out. Or maybe even worse, 20 hours this month building this tool out. And you're like, I had a really productive month. I built out this AI thing. It's like, but no one has bought it, bro. And you don't even know if anybody wants it. Don't build a single fucking thing until you have found an offer or a way to get people to raise their hand and say, yes, I'm interested. And if you don't know what to build for an offer, basically your audience needs to be able to point at it and say, yes, I want that. That's it. Like, that's what an offer is. And to be more specific, they have to see a number like on a graph change. Like, there's a place, if they have like a metric for what you're selling them, they need to be able to see it change, right? So if you're selling an agency service and you were trying to like get someone to buy your AI call bot, whatever, if your service doesn't directly help, or the way you word your service at least, directly help the person make money, and they can't see that, by the way you've said it, you're not making a good offer, okay? The way that your offer needs to be said is, I can help you add X amount of dollars to your business in Y time. Do you see that right there? A business owner can point at that and say, I want that, all right? They can point on their fucking Stripe account the number increase. They have to want to point at it. So think about it. Like, that's where I can see a real change. They need to be able to see the change. Point at it. Okay? If I click this button, I'm going to get this thing. If I click this button, I'm going to lose 30 pounds in the next 45 days. That's how you build an offer. All right? But a lot of people don't do that. They're like, I will get you an AI appointment setter that will talk to all of your leads. Like, that's not a fucking offer, bro. That's a feature of your service. The offer is, what can a bunch of people point at? And if people start pointing at it and raising their hand and saying, oh yeah, that sounds like me, I want that, then you start building shit out. Then you start having sales conversations. I'm not going to build anything out for this offer that I came up with until I have some buyers. All right. In fact, I had my first sales call today. My first sales call today for this offer. The guy said, I didn't even realize this before I hopped on the call. It was a rookie mistake. Didn't find out if he had a partner or not, right? And he goes, I got to get my partner on the call. And so we're going to reschedule it to talk again. But again, I didn't fucking build out this whole thing. I also didn't look at that and go, okay, this offer's not going to work. So I'm going to go try something else out and we're going to see if that works. Hope that was helpful. If you want more in-depth advice about offers, click this video here.